2018 has been a year in which the blockbuster movies produced by the major studios disappointed, while in contrast there's been an embarrassment of riches from the independent and international sectors. Two of the biggest Hollywood films of the year, Black Panther and A Star is Born, attracted large audiences, but the former, though celebrated for finally giving superhero status to African Americans, was essentially pretty much the comic book mixture as before, while the latter, A Star is Born, despite Lady Gaga's successful transition to the big screen and Bradley Cooper's efficient direction, paled when compared to the 1954 George Cukor version of the classic showbiz story. The importance of streaming services was again manifest, with Netflix originals offering up some very strong titles, among them Paul Greengrass's film of the aftermath of the massacre in Norway, 22 July, the Ben Mendelsohn starrer The Land of Steady Habits by Nicole Holofcener, and finally Orson Welles' long-delayed The Other Side of the Wind, which he started filming back in 1970. An unusually large number of impressive films tackled true stories, some of them political, like Steven Spielberg's The Post, Spike Lee's incendiary Black Klansman, Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour, the tragic story of Bobby Kennedy's fall from grace in Chappaquiddick, while others involved the sporting and entertainment fields, films like I, Tonya, Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool, Bohemian Rhapsody, England is Mine, and Can You Ever Forgive Me, the latter containing career best performances by Melissa McCarthy and Richard E. Grant. Some of the best films that just missed out on my top 10 list for the year include Paul Schrader's riveting First Reformed, in which Ethan Hawke gives one of his best performances as a troubled country priest, Isle of Dogs, the latest joyful eccentricity from Wes Anderson, Lady Bird, an honest and revealing autobiography from Greta Gerwig, starring the very talented Saoirse Ronan, Leave No Trace, Deborah Granick's film about a father and daughter attempting to live far away from civilization, Peter Jackson's extraordinary restoration of World War I archive footage, They Shall Not Grow Old, and Boy Erased, Joel Edgerton's moving exploration of the shabby world of sexual indoctrination. I also wish I could have found room to include in my 10 best two Australian films, Bruce Beresford's lovingly made Ladies in Black, with its outstanding performances from a rich ensemble cast, and Simon Baker's evocative adaptation of Tim Winton's Breath. A few British films of note this year, two of them written by Ian McEwan, On Chesil Beach and The Children Act, and there's also the very entertaining Juliet Naked, and Sully Potter's wonderfully waspish The Party. Good thrillers were few and far between, but I very much like Widows, director Steve McQueen's reimagining of the British TV series of the same name, and Bad Times at El Royale, Drew Goddard's Tarantino-influenced multi-charactered suspenser, plus Searching, Anish Chaganty's startlingly original drama of a widower's frantic search to find his missing teenage daughter. On the horror front, director John Krasinski's A Quiet Place represented an unusually intelligent approach to very well-worn themes. Half of my choices for 10 best films this year are foreign language films, and it was an unusually rewarding year for films made in languages other than English. The Insult, Lebanon, Donbass, Ukraine, Cold War, Poland, No Date, No Signature, Iran, The Other Side of Hope, Finland, The Wild Pear Tree, Turkey, A Fantastic Woman, Chile, On Body and Soul, Hungary, Summer 1993, Spain, The Square, Sweden, and from France, Happy End, C'est la Vie, and See You Up There. Some of these excellent films received only very limited release. It was certainly a very rich year for independent and foreign cinema, and it was unusually difficult to confine myself to a list of top 10, but here they are, in alphabetical order of English titles. So first, Custody, Xavier Legrand's award-winning feature debut, magnificently acted and intensely filmed, depiction of a woman who, along with her children, lives in fear of her ex-husband. Next, The Favourite, Olivia Colman, magnificent as Queen Anne, the eccentric monarch who ruled Britain in the early 18th century. Greek director Yorgos Lanthimos has created a hugely entertaining variation on All About Eve, with Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone vying for the Queen's favours. Number 3, Foxtrot, a provocative film from Israeli director Samuel Maoz, in which a Tel Aviv couple is informed incorrectly that their son, a conscript in the army, has been killed in the line of duty. Then there's Loveless, from the master Russian director Andrei Zvyagintsev, where he probes into life in today's Russia, and a story involving a selfish couple whose small son goes missing. Roma, Mexican director Alfonso Cuarón's evocation of his childhood in the suburbs of Mexico City, and this won the Golden Lion in Venice. A Netflix original, this personal and multi-layered masterwork involves a well-to-do family as seen from the perspective of their live-in maid, and it's had some cinema runs too. The Shape of Water. This was, of course, the Best Film Oscar winner this year, a very original sci-fi thriller romance from Mexican director Guillermo del Toro, about a timid young woman falling in love with a gill man discovered in the Amazon. Then there's Shoplifters from Japan, the Palme d'Or winner at Cannes. This magnificent film from director Hirokazu Koreeda, about an impoverished family that resorts to petty crime to make ends meet. Sweet Country, the multi-talented Warwick Thornton's actor Best Film winner, is a 1920s Australian western in which an Aboriginal labourer shoots a white settler in self-defence and becomes the focus of a manhunt. Number 9, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which was released in cinemas on the 1st of January this year. Clever comedy thriller from Martin McDonagh. It won for Frances McDormand the Best Actress Oscar. And finally, number 10, and I think probably the best film of the year, is Vice. This masterly profile of Dick Cheney, superbly played by Christian Bale. Certainly one of the highlights, although not everybody will agree with its political viewpoint. Andy McKay's film is undoubtedly witty, inventive, original, sometimes funny, always utterly gripping, and Christian Bale, Steve Carell, and Sam Rockwell are amazing, and Amy Adams too. So those are my 10 best. A very good year, I think, for the independent sector. I hope you saw a lot of those films, and if not, you'll be able to catch up with others. So, good viewing, happy holidays.